Well, another big ride, Trail Zone. We've teamed up with Club Y. Again. We had a heck of a time out at Portland, down in sunny New South Wales a couple of months ago. Where are we now, Mullos? Who have you hooked up with, and where are they taking us this time?
We're stepping it up this time, Clubby. We're going up to Maleny in Queensland for the Maleny to Kenilworth Bash and back.
Nice.
It's some new territory from us, but it's going to be a regular ride that's put on by John Fleiter and Keith Owen. We're guided this time by Ray Buchanan, who's a bit of a trail king up here in the place.
So it sounds like a recipe for 2 days of fun, action, potential for carnage, I hope. What's the call there?
Well, you know, for Queensland, it is cold. I came up here with my bathers, but it's not going to happen. It's freezing, so they've had a bit of rain, but I think the conditions are going to be perfect.
All right, let's get into it.
The great thing about Club Y is that you can join in on their events no matter what brand of bike you ride. Clubby was particularly excited about the TDR 250 he would be riding that weekend, and everybody else was happy they weren't Clubby. After a quick riders meeting, the group set off to the local lookout to view the Glasshouse Mountains that we'd be riding through. After a quick group photo, we rode straight down into the valley and onto the trails. The variety of trails in such quick succession was mind-boggling. They would seem to descend forever into the valley, leading us to negotiate narrow tracks through the thick scrub. We'd suddenly find ourselves climbing out through open forest, only to plunge back into the abyss of single-track heaven. But whenever the trees parted to reveal the surrounding countryside, the scenery was spectacular.
Big John is a man to his word. Mid-morning little smoko stop here. On the edge of the Glasshouse Mountains, you can see all around here from this lookout. We've had an awesome mix of pine forest single lane, some good cruisy fire trails, dirt roads, back roads. It's going to be an awesome couple of days here for sure.
Later that morning, the roller coaster of climbs and descents continued, with Clubby displaying almost legend-level control of the TDR 250. On most Trail Zone video assignments, we are sent ahead to capture the carnage on difficult sections, but sometimes we get caught out by the conditions. But in our line of work, we are always mindful to keep our cool and behave professionally at all times. Well, most of the time.
I got neutral. It. I just wanted to get to that bit there. Hang on. Yep. Yeah. Oh! It's alright, I got it.
Well, that's enough of my potty mouth for one day, and much to my embarrassment, everybody in the group made it up the hill easily, but things were a little more challenging on the next descent.
Well, that lunch hit the spot for sure. The boys laid on a beautiful bush tucker feed out here in the middle of the Conondale Ranges. About another 50 or 60 clicks this afternoon, Big John said. Aiming for Kenilworth tonight. Kenilworth Pub, beautiful little village, well known to people that have been to Conondale and Green Park motocross track there. Should be a ripper afternoon, be real nice.
We headed straight down the side of the mountain and soon struck an unexpected obstacle. Getting through the tangled massive lantana was one thing, then getting across the slippery rocks was another. Even though it didn't look that difficult, it brought a few of the group undone. And if that wasn't enough, then there was another long, blind, unforgiving hill to contend with. But don't think for a minute that it was all heartache, for the short, challenging sections made the fast-flowing forest trails just that more enjoyable. And so it continued with open rainforest roads to even more single trail and everything in between. This is Enduro heaven.
Day 2, first thing in the morning, out the back here of the Kenilworth Forest, and yep, we've been Rexed. John's brother, Rexy Flighter, old Queensland Enduro hero. Rumour has it he won't go riding unless there's been about 3, 4, 5 mil of rain the night before, and look what we've got today. Rex is up here, he's riding with some of the boys, and yep, rain last night, perfect conditions, greasy, no dust, and we're here in the trails of the Kenilworth Chook Chase. Awesome single lane riding.
With the overnight rain, the pace was subdued on the first long downhill, and quite rightfully so. But it wasn't all slippery trails as we emerged from under the rainforest canopy and into the open pine forests, and before long, the group was presented with the day's next challenge. One of the most impressive efforts of the weekend was Dave Morgan on his Honda XR650 tractor. He manhandled his heavy machinery up, through, over and under every single obstacle and didn't shy away from any challenge as long as it didn't conflict with clauses in his life insurance policy. But as the old saying goes, so close, yet so far. It would be unfair not to mention that a few did make it up the first section, but the kudos needs to go to the riders that refused to give up until they reached at least the second erosion hump. No, don't go the other side. Let the clutch out. Let the clutch out.
Nah, get back down. He's going to wreck his bike. Surely you've run out of film by now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, take up some of my, watty. You wouldn't dare. No, we won't. You wouldn't fucking believe it. You want to just make up here for it?
Meanwhile, Clubby returned back down the mountain, clearly upset he'd missed the carnage, but was more interested in letting everybody know he was the only one to make it to the top.
Beautiful view at the top, Lance. Beautiful view.
But when everybody else is watching, you can't give up.
You done it, man. And that's why I brought a WR.
Hey Mick, how easy was that?
With everybody making it up at least 10% of the hill, we rolled back down to where inevitable repairs were carried out.
Well, I'm delighted to say, Lance, we've finally got Carnage in bulk quantities. Carnage on the bikes on the hill. We've also had a blown radiator. Correct call there, Dan? Blown radiator, what have you done to it? Smashed it? Pinhole in the core sounds a bit subdued for you. I'd like to talk it up. A big stick's gone right through it. What have you done, son? Fifth gear tapped. When it happened? Yep, all right. Yeah, so Dan's wrecked a radiator with a little pinhole weep. Oh, big deal. And but however, Cheryl, she's tweaked the front disc on Alison Parker's borrowed bike. So we've got plenty of hands on deck here. I don't know that anyone actually is any good on the tools, but we've got plenty of opinions coming left, right and centre. It'll get done.
Give it a go at that.
Another section of textbook single trail before the last optional challenge that would redefine the word greasy.
Oh, mate, I've played a few good games of billiards, but I've never had to ride on a billiard table. How greasy is this stuff? It's crazy, huh?
It wasn't long before everybody went looking for more traction. Any sort of traction, actually. The ride finished as well as it started, with long scenic single trail, pristine forest roads before a short transport section back to the start. An absolutely awesome ride.
How good was that? 2 days, 270 kilometres. We've just got back here to Maleny. Oh, I've got to say, John and Keith, the boys from Maleny Trail Bike Rides, they've done an awesome job for a new operation. Did you enjoy it, Mellows?
Oh, it was fantastic, and like to have the legend Ray Buchanan, local trail guru, up here to join us. It was a cool effort by all accounts.
Yep.
And no injuries. That's always a good thing.
No flat tyres, no major damage. A little bit of biffo, a little bit of carnage. One lost rider.
There's evidence of that.
Sorry about that, Molly. Exactly right. But no, top job. Like I said before, everyone's been talking about the riding around here from Maleny, Conondale, Kenilworth, the Ranges, and like first time in here to ride it, just been absolutely awesome.
Oh, sensational. The single track, the hill climbs that go forever, the downhills, the rocks, the river crossings, they've got it all. Where else would you want to ride?
Beautiful. Where else would you want to ride?
You can read about our club-wide trail rides at Kenilworth in issue 32 of Trail Zone magazine.